Hi there everyone, thanks for joining me on this slightly windy park bench for another street food spectacular. This time a little bit different. This is the UK edition and I'm having a classic bit of English street food. In fact, really just about the only English street food that I can think of, and that's fish and chips. And it used to get wrapped in newspaper when I was a kid. You'd get your fish and chips wrapped up in old newspaper, but now I've got it in this cardboard box. So I've got fish and chips, and I've got myself a pickled egg, and I've got some mushy peas. Plenty of salt and vinegar on the fish and chips, of course. There's really nothing like the flavour of chip shop chips. It's not like French fries or even your big chunky steak chips that you get in a restaurant. Chip shop chips have their own flavour, and the same goes for the battered fish. Rip a bit off there. Now you can see that lovely white fish. Oh, look at it steaming there. My mum used to tell me a story about how they'd be coming home from the seaside in a motorcycle and sidecar, and her mum, they'd buy chips to go take home, and her mum would pass chips up to her dad as he was riding the motorcycle to get them all home. I've also got another classic fizzy drink, and that's dandelion and burdock, which there's really nothing else that I know, no other drink that tastes like dandelion and burdock. It's made from, well, dandelion and burdock, although I don't know if they still use the actual plants to make it these days. Pickled eggs aren't to everybody's taste. Eggs that have been soaked in vinegar for weeks. And then of course you've got your mushy peas, which they don't always look terribly appetizing. Basically just look like green slime, but yeah, okay. There are some other options when you go to a chip shop, of course. You don't have to have fish. Some people like to have these big jumbo sausages and chips. Some people like to have pies. There's lots of different pies you can get. Steak and onion, chicken and ham. When I say that fish and chips is the only British street food, that's not quite true. There are others, but it's the only one I think that really is like a whole meal. There are other snacks you can get, or maybe a bacon sandwich. And there's other things like kebabs and pizza, which you can buy in boxes and eat on the street. But all of that is kind of come in the last few years as people have brought different kinds of foods from other parts of the world. But fish and chips is something that is just totally British, original British street food. Oh, I've got some friends. Can you dig a few chips? There you go, son. One for you. Oh! Greedy! Who's greedy? Alright. How's your lot? You've had plenty. Stop being greedy. Only thing with fish and chips, you end up getting full quite quickly. I'm going to finish off the fish, can't waste any of that, but I might let the ducks have a few more of these chips. Not these two though, these two have had enough. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed seeing a bit of classic British street food, and hope you'll join me again for the next street food spectacular, which will probably be back in Bangkok. Bye. Bye for now.